Hi, this is Admiral Shan again. We have a new story arc coming up soon, but I just wanted to talk about Endgame. A lot of online games have an endgame, and that is the end of the game. You've done all the missions, there is no more. Now, in Star Trek Online, a lot of people have different opinions on what endgames are. Endgame could be when you reach level 65, it could be when you have done all the missions, it could be anything. But let me have a quick run through on what I think Endgame is. And I don't believe Endgame exists when you're in a game that is constantly giving you new missions, new story arcs. But for now, let's have a look. So, Endgame, a quick rundown. Have you got a nice shiny ship? Lovely, shiny, big level ship. Other stats good. Have you got all epic equipment that suits your needs? Now, everyone's equipment will be different. If you're a science attack or whatever officer, whether you're playing a support role or a tank, but everything should be nice and gold. So you've got a nice ship. It's equipped well. What about your skill tree? Have you retrained yourself to be the absolute best you can be? Now, you can't fill in everything. You can fill in the tree to get you where you need to be. And again, it depends on the role you're playing. Now, in your traits, you'll notice you've got loads of these holes to fill in. But what you may not notice or what you may not know how to do is some of this ground reputation and space reputation. Some of these boxes can only be filled in by being part of a fleet and going to the Fleet Research Lab where you can buy extra slots and fill them in. You may see on your screen it says not available, but they are available if you know how to get them. So as I say, join a fleet, go to the Fleet Lab, and there's a console there. You can work out how to do it. I've shown it in other videos. Have you got your best people on the stations where you need them to be? What about your standard away team? You'll probably find you use your standard away team all the time, unless you want to have a little bit of fun. You've probably done all your reputations. It's, to be honest, to get to a good level in the game, you don't even need to do these at all because you'll get the equipment as you go along. But it's just a challenge to get everything up to level 6. So, what else? So, I've mentioned story arcs or episodes. Have you done every single one? Have you done every side mission there is to do? For instance, if you go into your journal, you've got available. Have you done every single one of those missions? In patrols, have you done every single patrol? Now, I mention that because although there's a tab for patrols, they're not all there. And if you look at your galaxy map, have you been to every single system? Some of these systems do have patrols that are not listed. They also have missions for your crew, which do not crop up anywhere else. So it's always interesting and good fun to go to every single planetary system. I'm going to make a video on every single one that has a patrol at a later date. Not now. Are you doing all of your events? Sometimes they're worth it, sometimes they're not. But that's not really end game because you get a new set of events every now and again. Same with red alerts. Have you done all your R&D? Are all of these up to level 20? Now mine aren't. I've got science, projectiles, kits, and beams with engineering pretty much there. Now I didn't start doing this till a couple of years ago because I really wasn't that bothered. But now I see it as something I have to do. What's the point? Well, the point is when you get to level 20, you can make some decent weapons or kits or whatever. For instance, this Aegis deflector array. Well, depending on the market, I can produce one of those and sell it for anything between 4 and 8 million credits on a good day. And that in turn gets your assets up. Now, I know people with assets in the billions of dollars, and that's quite easy to achieve once you start making things and selling them. But my object is to get all of these to 20 first. Cannons are only a 1 because I don't use them and they don't interest me, but I will still get them up to a 20. Duty officers. Are all of your duty officers purple? At least purple. If you've still got greys and blues, you're not getting the best out of your duty officers and the bonuses that they give. So there's another thing. Are you in a fleet? That's not a fleet. That's a fleet. Have you joined a fleet? Fleets give you enormous benefits. As I say, you can go to the fleet lab and get better weapons and fill some of your slots in your traits that you never had before. And is it a good level fleet? I hear often of people starting fleets out. Let's start a fleet. It's not that easy. Well, it's easy to start one, but it costs a lot to get to level 85 and above. Seriously, there is a lot of people needed to do that. But maybe that's part of an end game, starting your own fleet. Have you done something I was never bothered about, and then I decided I just had to do it? Commendations. Level 4 is the highest you can get, and I've done them all apart from recruitment because that's really the hardest one to do, I think, because it involves recruiting bridge officers and the likes, and it takes a while to grind that one out. But again, have you done that? Now, I spoke of a sparkly nice starship. There are loads and loads. You can buy them on the C store if you want to get something a bit more special or get them in lock boxes, but that's really just aesthetics. It's not really end game necessarily, unless your end game is to get a certain ship. But what about your toon and your away team, your bridge officers? Have you got a nice snazzy outfit? Now I like my one. It's not the most complicated. I've got loads and loads of them. And is your crew, Lita won't be, in matching outfits? Have you got them all looking like they're your crew? What about your weapons and traits and kit modules? Are these all gold? They should be. Some won't because there's no way of getting a gold in that. Or your EV suit, I haven't seen a gold one. It can't be updated as far as I know. But it's the best. But what about your away team? Are they all gold? Let's have a look. Why, no. No, they're not. So that's this guy's a corpor's got some gold. That's my next, excuse me, my next thing I want to do, and get them separate kits. Hasn't been a concern yet because my away team, probably like yours, can pretty much handle themselves. One interesting thing that I like to do from time to time is I like to go on away missions and not do anything at all. I'll take the weapons off and I will just send in my away team using their commands and also waypoints for them, and let them do the mission. Now, I don't know anyone else who does that, but I'm sure there are thousands of people out there that does. But that's really exciting when you can just let your team do all the work. I think I mentioned Reputation's done that. So there are quite a lot of different things that can represent endgame. It's entirely up to everyone who plays what that is, but there are certain little bits and pieces that you may have missed or forgotten along the way. All those little side missions you didn't do, all the patrols, all literally people who say the game is boring, there's not much content. There is a lot of content. If you take Star Trek Online and compare it to WoW, World of Warcraft, now there's a difference in content. World of Warcraft is basically a hack and slash, repeat, repeat, repeat. You can tell I don't like it. But here you've got real content, real actors telling the story, and it never gets boring. Because, okay, so in game, you've done all that on your one character who's attack officer. Have you done all of that with your science officer, your engineering officer? Have you done that as a Klingon? And all the other species out there? If not, you're not up to endgame, in my opinion. So enjoy your endgames. I've made this little video because coming soon, just about to drop, is the new story arc, and I'm very, very excited. So this is something for you to do while you're waiting. Alrighty, this is Admiral Shah beaming up and saying, live long and prosper.